Welcome everyone to the EBM Scholars Show, and today I'm here to explain to you something about the host if you win the Green Card Lottery at any year. Many people are asking me this question about the host. What if I don't have enough money to prove about what we call the public charge? Will I use my host to prove that I can be exempted from what we call public charge, or to prove that I'm not the public charge when I arrive in the United States of America? That usually is a very good question, and this question is asked many times because many people are explaining that maybe I'm a student, or I'm just recently graduated from bachelor degree, or I just finished high school and now is the time for me to apply for this opportunity. I just won, but how can I prove that I'm not going to be a public charge in the US? Welcome everyone. Again, this is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, the founder and the CEO of the EBM Scholars. For those who haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do so. Your continued support is what keeps me going. Every single day, I see people are watching the videos, they are commenting, are sharing these videos. Gives me a relief, gives me energy to come here midnight during the day to make the videos, find good content which I can be able to share with you. So let's get started. First of all, there are two things we need to understand. There is the issue of public charge on one side. There is the issue of the issue of host in the United States of America. And overall, you need to know that when we are talking about coming to America, what is the role of the consular officer at the US Embassy when is he going to interview you? Because many people, we are thinking as people from developing countries. We are thinking as African. We are thinking as Asian. We are thinking as not a typical capitalist country where adulthood starts at the age of 18. Once you hit that age, we don't care about your grandfather. We don't care about your father. We don't care about your mother. We don't care about your other siblings. So when you do a mistake, you commit a crime, when you are going to ask the visa, when you are going to do anything, they are going to judge you as you. That's number one you need to know. We are not going to say that, oh, I'm not going to be public charge because my grandfather owns this company. No, it's not your company. Prove to me, unless otherwise you have shares, and prove to me that you have shares, you are among the owners of certain percent of that company, yes. But don't bring the issue of your father, the wealth of your mother, the wealth of your neighbor, whatever thing you are going to share, keep to yourself. US Embassy is going to treat you as adult. US Embassy is going to treat you as a grown-up person who is going to be accountable for his or her own life. So once you come to America, they are going to treat you as you. So when we are talking about the public charge, so forget about your relatives. Unless otherwise is a family property, unless otherwise is a family business, and you have been indicated you are among the owners of that particular company, that particular home, that particular investment with the official court documentation or lawyer's documentation, yes, you can bring to the interview to prove that I'm not going to be public charge because I have all these kind of things which I can be able to prove or to show or to share with you. That's something to know. Secondly, let's come to the host in the United States of America. The host you are looking in the United States is not your sponsor. Let this one sink inside you and you to understand. In the DS-260, when you are filling the form DS-260, there is a portion which requires you to indicate the address where you'll be staying in the United States of America. And there is a portion they ask, is this the same address? Obviously, you'll be staying, but also we are going to send the actual green card and the social security number on this address. You will say yes. So that is just the address where you're going to stay. So you can find the address as long as the person is legal. Can be international student, can be any person, American citizen, can be someone like green card holder or whatever kind of visa. As long as someone is legal here, can be able to host you. This is vastly different from if you are applying green card by marriage. If you are applying green card by marriage, your spouse is your sponsor. That means your spouse has to prove of a certain kind of income. Because once you come here, you get green card by marriage, there will be some sort of a person will be bound by law because has proven to be a relative by filling the form I-130, I think. And then when you fill the other form, is going to include the tax return and the things which can be able to prove that the person you'll be taken care by your spouse in case you don't have income. So that is your sponsor. But when it comes to the green card lottery, that is the person you are going to stay in the United States, is not your sponsor. So you can say, I'm going to stay in this address. You can communicate. You can find the apartment, or you can find, you can put the address of Airbnb that will go to a state to Airbnb, as long as you communicate with a person who owns the home that I will be coming to rent your apartment or your Airbnb for when I come to America. For that case, you can put that address. You can put the address of the hotel if you want. I'm going to stay in this hotel. As long as you communicate with the hotel, they give you the address, and if in case they're going to be called, yes, I'll be staying for this hotel for the first period of 6 months. Then, or for the first month, I have this money, and then I'll find the apartment while I'll be in the country. So the address you're going to put in the green card, in the form DS-260, that is not your sponsor. So don't think that, oh, because I put the address of so-and-so, I'm exempt from the public charge. No. And another thing is, unless otherwise, because another thing is, even if you come to my home and I say that you are going to stay in my home, still, they want you to prove that you are not going to be public charge. For the green card by marriage, it is, when you fill that form, it is indicated that there are certain kind of public assistance you will never get because your sponsor, who is your spouse, has indicated that will cover those expenses in case you get into trouble. One of the things is, for instance, is cash aid. So for instance, I'll give you an example. When I got married, we got married in 2010. Obviously, when I applied for the green card maybe 2 years after wedding, so I got my green card in 2012. So at the time, we were at one point, I remember we had a very tough situation financially, so we had to apply for the food stamp. We got the food stamp, but on the cash aid, I was not given. My wife was given because I was not counted because I am green card by marriage, so you cannot get the cash aid. So you see, like, that's how it works, because that the person is a sponsor. But green card by lottery, that person is not a sponsor. So don't confuse the two things. So no matter what, you are going to be treated you as you. You are going to be accountable you as you. So that is something you need to know. The second part of this one is coming to explain to you, which you need to understand very, very clearly, is it doesn't matter whether you are 18, it doesn't matter whether you are 50, it doesn't matter whether you are 100, it doesn't matter whether you are just finished high school, it doesn't matter whether you didn't finish high school, it doesn't matter what kind of job you have. When we are talking about the public charge, is not just public charge means having a cash, certain amount of cash. No. It's just for you to prove that you are not likely to ask for public assistance in the United States government. That's what you need to prove. So I cannot tell you exactly how much money do you need to have in your bank account, because many people, they're asking me, how much money do I need to have bank account? It's not about how much money. I can give two examples and you can be able to understand when I'm going to explain it with these two examples. The first example is, there is one person is single. This person who is single has a master's degree and has $2,000 US. There is another person is married with 2 kids, so there are 4 who are coming to US. All of them, they don't have any other assets, and no one even finished high school. And the money they have in the bank is $3,000 US. Yes, they have more money compared to the other person, but they have bigger number of dependents. And they don't have good work experience. They don't have good education. The other person has master's degree and is having a small amount of money, but this person, if you look in a totality, has other assets. Education is an asset. Work experience is an asset. So that will help him or her not to be a public charge compared to you. And sometimes you might not have even $1 in the bank account, but you own a house, you have good education, you have farms, other properties, apartment complexes. So there are so many other things to prove that you are likely not to be, you are not likely to become public charge beyond just how much money you have in the bank account. So I want to make sure that you understand this one. So don't depend on your host to think that your host is going to be your sponsor. No, it's not. The host, there is no a contract will go to sign that I'm going to sign this contract. Once this person comes to stay to me with me here, if doesn't have this money, I'm obliged to give the money. But that contract is there if you apply green card by marriage. The contract is there, you have to sign. The spouse who is American citizen will sign that document. But that doesn't apply in the case of the Rotary. I can bring you to be a host. I don't need to fill any paperwork. I give my address that will stay to my house. You just fill the address, but I don't question, I don't fill any contract. Does that make sense? I can help to fill the form, like I can just be like, I have this money, I can show my whatever things, but it's not a contract per se. It can help you that, okay, the person I'm going to stay is financially stable. But that doesn't bound me legally that if you don't have money, I'm obliged to give you money. Like how it is in the public, in the case of the green card by marriage, where the spouse who is American citizen has to sign that document. You see the bigger difference between the two. So don't expect, when we are talking about the public charge, for the sympathy from the US Embassy. So find different things, just like how it works with the international students. Is different because international students are supposed to have a certain amount of money in the bank account. Why? Because the money is going to be for school fees and cost of living, which is already indicated in I-20, that in order for you to come as an international student, you need to have this amount of money, and you have to show bank statement, which will go to cover that cost. You can have exactly the amount. So if you want to do the same way, yes, go with the bank statement to figure out how much can I survive for at least 3 months to start with, for instance, but with my education, with my other things, how much money do I need to have? But that is, you cannot, it depends about whether you are single, whether you are married, education, work experience, what other assets do you have. It's just a very big ball game, and it all lies into the hands of the consular officer along with the supporting staff at the consular office to determine case by case what is the likelihood of this person to become public charge versus this person, depending on the information you have provided, depending on the documents you have provided, for them to be able to make that determination. I don't know if it makes sense, but I'm sure it helps you to understand that it's not just about how much money exactly you have in the bank account. It's beyond that. So, if you have any other question, we'll get into the public charge or just about the host, please make sure that you drop the comment or question here. I can go through. There is a video I've explained it to you about different techniques, ways on how you can be able to get a host. I'll go to make that video again because I've updated some more information. But if you go on the description here, I might put the link of that particular video. And at the end, I will just make a pop-up at the corner here. You can see ways on how you can be able to find a host in the United States of America, because not everybody has friends or relatives here in the US. And once you win the green card lottery, it can become very, very complicated time. And especially, let's say you win the green card lottery and your case number is just like 400 or 1000, you have to do quicker so that you can get on the visa interview as soon as possible. So thank you everyone for your continued support to the EBN Scholars, and I wish you all the best in the green card lottery results. And in case you win, please let me know. And in case you didn't win, let's find out what can you be able to do to succeed and reach your goal and dreams. So thank you very much everyone. Goodbye.